come back to earth, who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the final countdown. The final countdown. Oh, we're heading for Venus. Still we stand tall, 'cause maybe they've seen us and welcome us all. With so many light years to go and things to be found, sure that we'll all miss us so. It's the final countdown. Final countdown. Final countdown. Oh, it's the final countdown. Yes, it is. The final countdown to the Happy Hour 80s edition here on Studio Live today. How are you doing, folks? I hope you are doing well and ready for an hour of all 80s goodness. I know that's far too much 80s to cram into 1 hour, but we're going to give it a go. And yes, I did. I was all set up. I hit the go live button and then I threw my pick to the ground. But in true 80s hair metal rock and roll style, I didn't let it get me down. We picked up, we continued on, and we got her done. Rightio, we are going to crack on and get into this, but it wouldn't be the happy hour without a beverage. And oh no, it's a soda water. What's going on? We're going to have to wait until after the next song for me to reward myself with a delicious adult beverage. But I want to say hello to all those folks who are here live watching on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, don't worry, I love you just as much. I hope you're doing well as well. We've got Jade Star here. Metallion 58 is here. We've got Desolate Morning. Hello. Hello to you. We've got Ralph Smith is there. Where is Pete? Here is Pete. Hello. Hello to you, Sevi. Good to have you here, like the avatar there, my friend. We've got Spedwagon. Hello to you. Medallion says, listening to Europe in Canada from Australia. Worldwide show tonight. 110%. Oh, and thank you for the super sticker there from Sevi. If you do want to have if you want a super chat or super sticker, the little dollar sign down the bottom, by no means are you obligated, but any donations are always welcomed and always appreciated. Hello, Superman. Yeah, maybe I'll play. What's that Superman song? Will you still call me Superman? Maybe that'll be in the 90s or noughties. Can't remember where it is. I think I've said g'day, Jade started. Yes, I said hello to you. Hello to you. We've got Kyle Alain. You're the man. No, you're the man. Gino Therese tuning in from all the way over in Chicago, Illinois. We've got Matt from the UK. Hello to you, Matt. Jason Robert, my brother from another mother, over there in the US of A. And Jeff Brush. Hello to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Three Doors Down. That was the band. Three Doors Down. Was it just called Superman, the song? Jason will know. I reckon it was early noughties. Was it about 2002, 2003? Anyway, definite candidate for the noughties show. But today, it is all about the 80s, and we're going to play a bunch of 80s tunes. That was, of course, the classic from 1986, The Final Countdown. A little bit more of a laid-back version than the hair metal song of the 80s, giant hair metal rock ballad by the band Europe. But yeah, still, I like that version. And in fact, I released that version of that song under my alias, Fearcut. So if you search Fearcut, The Final Countdown on your platform of choice, you'll find my version, my acoustic version of that song. Rightio. But let's go back. Let's go all the way back to 1980 now and play a tune by an artist that's had a lot of influence on me. Excellent pianist, great songwriter, outstanding singer, New Yorker, I think. He definitely has affiliations with New York. He's affiliated. I don't know. Words, right? Of course, it's the great Mr. Billy Joel. Did he sneak into last week? I can't even remember if I played a Billy Joel 70s song. I did. I played Always a Woman. But this week, it is all about a little rock and roll. In fact, you might say that it's still rock and roll to me. 1980, Billy Joel. What's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing? Can't you tell that my tie's too wide? Maybe I should buy some old tab collars. Welcome back to the age of jive. Where have you been hanging out lately, honey? You can't dress trashy till you spend a lot of money. Everybody's talking about the new sound funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. What's the matter with the car I'm driving? Can't you tell that it's out of style? Should I get a set of white wall tires? Are you gonna cruise the Miracle Mile? Nowadays you can't be too sentimental. Your best bet's a true baby blue Continental. Hot funk, cool punk, even if it's old junk, it's still rock and roll to me. Oh, it doesn't matter what they say in the papers, 'cause it's always been the same old scene. There's a new band in town, but you can't get the sound from a story in a magazine aimed at your average teen. How about a set of pink sidewinders and a bright orange pair of pants? You could really be a real male baby if you just give it half a chance. To waste your money on a new set of speakers, you get more mileage from a cheap pair of speakers. Next wave, new wave, dance craze. Anyways, it's still rock and roll to me. Don't you know that they're out of touch? Should I try to be a straight A student? If you are, then you think too much. Don't you know about the new fashion, honey? All you need are looks and a whole lot of money. The next phase, new wave, dance craze. Anyways, it's still rock and roll to me. Everybody's talking about the new sound funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. That one takes it out of me. Whew. Billy Joel, could you write more lyrics in like 3.5 minutes? Seriously. Whew. A bit of a throwback from the 70s, I think, where they like to put a whole bunch of lyrics in their songs. And then we had the 80s, and some of the other 80s tunes you're going to find out are pretty sparse, which is good for me because it means I can breathe when I'm playing. Let's see. We've got some other folks who have moseyed on in Bo Brumel baby. Yeah, I get that line wrong and I don't even know what it means. So there you go. It's a funny line in that one. Desolate Morning, playing the drums in my head. There's a really cool drum fill in that song that feels a bit offbeat and then it's not, and it's so cool. It's the bit where it goes. So yeah, if you listen to the original version, which by the way, at the end of the show, I will drop a link to the original versions of all these tunes because there's some pretty fun stuff in there. Some of the music videos from the 80s are worth watching just alone. Sion is here. Hello to you. David is here from Chicago. Hello to you. Good to have you here. We've got Coldacre, who's moseyed on over from Jade Starr's live stream, which was very cool today. Jade did an excellent performance. Go back and catch the replay of that one after this one, if you missed it. Kryptonite was the name of the Superman song by the band we were thinking of before. 3 Doors Down, Kryptonite, yes. I still don't know what year it was, but I reckon early 2000s is my guess. You got this. Hello, Zanauer. Thank you, my friend. Have I said g'day to everyone? Love some Billy Joel. Yes, love me some Billy Joel. Metallian 58. Thank you for being here, my friend. First Billy album I bought. So Gino was talking about Glass Houses. Yeah, my uncle had the Glass Houses LP, like the record, the old 33 and a third. So yes, I'm familiar with that album, and a great album as well. Darren Bryant, hello to you. Good to have you here. It's a store in New York. The Bo Brumel. Okay, got it. Got it. Cool. Bo Brumel equals sharp dressed man. I'm learning things. I'm doing some learning here today. I love it. Sevi, greetings from Norway. Good to have you here on board from Norway. Must be pretty late in Norway, I would imagine, for you, because I know a lot of my European and UK friends, if you're watching tomorrow on the replay on Sunday, hello. I know it's very, very late at night. I think it's time for a beverage, because it is the happy hour. Wouldn't be the happy hour with a beverage. Today, I found the most 80s looking beer can I possibly could. It is the South Pacific Dream from Nomad Brewery here in Australia in New South Wales. They are an independent brewer. They make some great beer, and this one is no exception. It's a bit of a light South Pacific Pale Ale, it's called. It's only a 4% beer, so I should be able to get through having one or two and still be able to do that. So red, here's to a beverage. Righty dokey. It's not red, I know. There's the red. It's not red. If you're not sure about the red thing, the first week, 7 weeks ago, can you believe it? 7 weeks ago, I did Happy Hour version 1. And I was drinking Cooper's Sparkling Ale. And I said, every time you say red, I'll have a drink. Didn't end too well. I think I did have a couple of those very strong beers that day. And it was an interesting outcome for sure. There's a song nicknamed the most mysterious song on the internet. It's a lost 1980s hit. Excellent. Yeah, interesting. I like learning things. Again, I like learning. Alrighty. So it's 11:45 where I am. Yeah, it is. It is, Jeff. It's not even midday, but I'm like, it's close enough. It's midday in the east of Australia, so it's 11:45 here, I know. I'm a lush, but I generally, these days, I'm not even getting through one beer in the happy hour because I'm spending time gabbing, and singing. Couple of things about those two tunes. Yeah, Billy Joel, obviously, very meaningful to me. Listened to lots of Billy Joel as I was growing up. And Europe's The Final Countdown has a special place in my heart because it was one of the first cassette tapes. Europe's The Final Countdown album, which had 10 tracks. Yes, they had 9 other songs, believe it or not. That was one of the first songs. And funnily enough, the two first cassette tapes that I ever bought were the Eurythmics and Europe. And they were right next to each other. I'm not sure if I just walked into the record store and went to the EU section and went, that and that, please, and paid my money and walked out. But Eurythmics in Europe, different kinds of bands, different kinds of things. We better play another tune. And I'm going to get this one done because if there's any that I haven't practiced enough and that have difficult words and hard rhythms and hard melodies to get out, it's this one. But it is a classic tune. And I had to play it because, it is just one of the classic mid-'80s. I had to get one of these bands in here. So it's going to be Simple Minds that get the Guernsey here today. And it's going to be a tune that you're probably familiar with from all the way back in 1985. This is Don't You Forget About Me. Wow. What did I knock that made my guitar so out of tune? We could not play with that. That was my B string. While having a drink, I knocked my B string so far out of tune. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't subject you to an entire, half a semitone out. Anyway, let's take 2. Hey, 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 hey. Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out. Love strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart, but when the light gets into your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you above me. Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down, down, down. Would you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling down, 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 down. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. Don't you try to pretend it's my feeling. Will win in the end. I won't harm you or touch your defenses. Vanity and security, yeah. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart. I'll pull us back together at heart, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. If you walk on by, will you call my name? As you walk on by, will you call my name? When you walk away, when you walk away, I say la 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 when you walk on by. Oh yeah, I love that song so much, and thank you for sticking with me. Yeah, the intro and the little interlude bits I struggle with the timing and with that, and then again the Simple Minds for a band called Simple Minds, the melody and the lyrics of that one, not exactly that simple, but there you go. Yes, the Breakfast Club. Yes. Breakfast Club fist pump right now. Yeah, everyone knows the Breakfast Club. Excellent movie, classic 80s. If you had to say what is the exact middle point of the 80s, you'd probably go 1985 Breakfast Club, Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. So yes. Alrighty. So yeah, thank you again for those who are here live. Am I going to play Eurythmics? I'm not. I'll talk about some of the bands I'm not going to play in a minute, because there are so many good 80s bands I could have chosen from that I didn't get there. But yes, it was Simple Minds. The keyboards were so cool. Like we tried to do synth pop now. Whew, synth pop from the 80s. That was where it's at. Desolate Morning says, I play in an 80 cover band. Wow, that is so cool. Excellent. Guess I forgot about my guitar. Oh, did I forget about my guitar? Oh, I hope it's not. Is it coming through? Yeah. Hopefully it's all working. I get a bit worried. Sometimes I think, oh, very nice as an acoustic song. Didn't think it would translate so well. Yeah, it's hard to play some of these ones that are acoustic tunes. More electric tunes, especially that use a lot of electronic instruments. That can be pretty tricky. Barry Tompkinson, greetings from Sydney. Hello to you. It's where it is 12 o'clock, so you definitely can have yourself a beverage if you so desire. Michael Turner's here. Breakfast Club. James Grady, hello to you. Good to have you here. Good to have you on board. Superman says your audio and video is so smooth. Can we see your setup? Yeah, totally. I keep getting asked this question, and I've been negligent in actually showing you the complete setup. So I have done if you search my name, Pete John's live stream setup, then you can see what I have and what I use here. So it's a Zoom Live Track L8, Audio Technica AE3300, and then StreamYard with a Logitech C922. So that's the basic stats. But yeah, you can see my live streaming demos. I've got a couple of videos, so go search for those ones. Red, quick beverage. There we go. Red for me. Yes, red for everyone. Hello, Frank Benjaminson. A favourite. Works good acoustic. Yeah, my setup. So yeah, I'll go into the setup in more detail in a future video because I am overdue for a complete. I know a lot of people have said, hey, I want to do that. How do you do the thing? And I've probably upgraded my setup over time, but you don't even need that much, to be honest. I've done setups with like one USB microphone and my headphones plugged into that, and then StreamYard, and boom, you go, and you're good. So we will continue on here. Oh, for you it's red, for me it's rum. Oh, I'd drink a rum. But mate, if I started with rum at midday, should be an interesting afternoon, let's say. So we're going to stick with the beer, but you enjoy yourself a rum up there in Montreal, Canada. I hope you're doing well there. Now, this tune has a special place in my heart. This is one of the few supergroup songs that I really, really love. One of my favourite songs by this particular band. This band had the likes of Roy Orbison, it had the likes of Bob Dylan, it had the likes of George Harrison, and I'm completely blanking on the bass. Oh, wow. That's really bad. Someone will put it in the comments and then they'll shame me forever. But you probably know the band that I'm referring to. It is, of course, the Travelling Wilburys. And this is their classic from 1988 called Handle with Care. Nearly lost my pick again. And I've got to zoom in my lyrics. I'm getting old. Need to be able to see them better. This is all the professionalism you get with a live stream here on Studio Live today. Let's try that again. This is one I do know how to play. Being beat up and battered round, being sent up and I've been shot down. You're the best thing that I've ever found. Handle me with care. Reputation's changeable, situation's tolerable, but baby you're adorable. Handle me with care. I'm so tired of being lonely. I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody's got somebody body next to mine and dream on. I've been fobbed off and I've been fooled. I've been robbed and ridiculed. Daycare centers and night schools. Handle me with care. Stuck in airports, terrorized, sent to meetings, hypnotized, overexposed, commercialized. Handle me with care. It's the Big Roy. I'm so tired of being lonely. I still have some love to give. Won't you show me that you really care? Everybody's got somebody to lean on. Put your body next to mine and dream on. I've been uptight and made a mess, but I'll clean it up myself, I guess. Oh, sweet smell of success. Handle me with care. So here's the thing with that one. I've been playing that song for about 5 years. So coming into this show, I'm like, I don't need to practice that one. I can play that song in my sleep. Yeah, Pete, well done. Just goes to show that practice is important. And you do need to practice, and it's very easy to forget how to play songs if you don't play them very well. Tom Petty, thank you. My goodness, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty. Seriously, I'm so struggling. Oh, yeah. I like your shirt. Yeah, so this is my... if you're a Simpsons fan, this is my Super Nintendo Chalmers shirt. I thought it was fitting for the 80s, although I think the Super Nintendo might have come out in the 90s, very early 90s, but Nintendo 80s, old school. I think it works still. Anyway, yes. So yeah, we do have the Jeff Lynne. It was Jeff Lynne that was the other person I was trying to think about, and Tom Petty, of course. So yeah, thank you for that. Righty. So. It was a very cool band. They had another song called End of the Line, which is another really cool song. I haven't learned how to play it because it's got a cool like riff that goes ding 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 ding, etc. It goes just like that. Trust me. Go listen to it. It sounds just like that. Now, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about here. So let's talk about some of the other bands that didn't make the cut, because if you're new to the Happy Hour, this isn't necessarily all the best bands of the 80s. This is my selection of songs that A, work okay on acoustic, B, I can play, and C, I like enough to want to play. So if your favourite band is missing from here, my apologies. In fact, there's a poll on the community tab at the moment where I ask people to name the band that they think most epitomises the 80s. So we'll check in with that in a little while to see what people think there. But some of the bands that missed out here. So REM did start in the 1980s. I'll be playing them next week. I have to. I love me some REM. U2 also started in the 80s. Not getting a Guernsey here today. Bananarama were a classic 80s band. Culture Club, The Bangles, Wham. Yeah, there were a lot of those sort of early to mid 80s bands that did. Now, here's the thing. I was going to play a tune. I was going to rickroll you all. I was going to play Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. And then I was going to stop halfway through and say you've been reverse rickrolled. And I thought that would have been beautiful. I was really looking forward to doing that. And then I went to learn the song. And I mean, I could learn, it's got 4 chords. Like, it's a pretty easy song. But I'm like, I'm going to go get the lyrics, get the words. I go to Ultimate Guitar, which is my go-to place for learning songs. And I search for it and I click on it and it says, this artist does not want you to see the tab for this song. So you know what? Sorry, Rick. I don't jive with that, because if you don't want people, and look, it's not Rick Astley, it would be Rick Astley's management production publishing company. Nearly swore. It would be them that would be having that. But really bad idea, right? Like, don't you want people to be playing your song? No one's going to go, instead of listening to that 80s classic, I might learn it on guitar and then never listen to it again and make sure I take every piece of revenue from that artist. It makes 0 sense. Anyway, that's my rant about that. So I won't be playing Rick Astley's song. Instead, I'll be playing a very cool song. We're getting into our Australian section. So that was sort of the international section to start us off there. So for some of you, these songs may or may not be familiar if you're not from Australia. I know many of you are here in the middle of a nice relaxing Sunday. So we're going to play a few Australian tunes back to back to back here. And we're going to start with a band called INXS. Michael Hutchence was the lead singer. They are pretty popular, so many of you would have heard of them because they had a lot of good tunes in the 80s and through the 90s until, unfortunately, lead singer Michael Hutchence is no longer with us. A whole other story. You can look that up. A lot of these bands from the 80s and the 90s is going to be rough, because a lot of the bands from the 90s we're going to be having discussions like this. But we're going to celebrate their music, not their demise. So this is a tune from INXS. And this is one, again, that I haven't been practicing a whole lot, so we'll see how we go. But this is called Never Tear Us Apart. Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell you I love your I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I'd make wine from your tears. I told you that we could fly, 'cause we all have wings, but some of us don't know why. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they would never, ever tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. I was standing, you were there. Two worlds collided, and they could never tear us apart. Such a cool song. If you haven't heard that one, listen to the original version when I post the playlist at the end. Really cool song. It's got strings in there. It's got one of the most epic, the bit where I played the 4 bars of just A minor, F, D minor, F. There is an epic saxophone solo over the top of that you have to hear. Such a good song. Such a cool song. INXS from 1987 with Never Tear Us Apart. Yes, there is a couple of good drum fills in that tune. Absolutely. Yes, INXS indeed. It was very cool. And back to that, yes, it is very strange the artists don't want their songs to be heard. I don't really get it, don't really understand it. I should have rickrolled you. I should have just started playing the first chords and then none. Or what I should have done is started playing Never Gonna Give You Up right in the middle of that one. That would be a disrespect to INXS, so not going to happen. Red, agree, red. We are more than halfway there. And I got to get a move on because we're only 5 songs in, I think. Or have we done 6? Let me do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we've only done 5. All right, we're going to have to get moving or we're not going to get through all 10 songs here. Midnight Oil is the question. I was going to do an Oil song. So if you don't know about Midnight Oil and their lead singer, Peter Garrett, he has a voice that sounds like this. And I can't really do it that well. And it doesn't really fit a nice sort of subtle acoustic arrangement. So, yeah. Desolate Morning, you do that song. Excellent. I love it. Such a cool song from the 80s. Cool. Yes, I love playing them 80s songs. Absolutely. Jeff is doing the spice rum with some Pepsi over there. Love it. Love me. I'm a rum fan. I love I'm absolutely. I'm blanking on things. Havana Club. There you go. The Havana Club, the Especial Havana Club rum, very delicious. The Captain Morgan, the spiced gold, also delicious. But we're not here to talk rum. We are here to talk 80s. And we're going to play another classic 80s song here. I couldn't do an 80s a set without playing a song by this band, and especially this song. When people think of Australia and when people think of the 80s, especially those outside of Australia, but even we here in Australia, it's got to be this tune. See if you know it. Throw it in the chat if you know this one as we go along. Classic tune from 1981. traveling in a frayed-out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men plunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4", full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? And he just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? Better run, you better take cover. Hey now. Lying in a den in Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say, I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh, do you come from a land down under, where women glow and men chunder? Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Oh, I come from a land down under, where bitters flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover, yeah now. Of course, the classic 1981 tune from Men at Work, Down Under. Interestingly enough, Colin Hay, the lead singer of Men at Work, as Irish as they come. Like, legitimately. You hear him talk. Yeah, he's not Australian. But he happened to write the most Australian, the most quintessential Australian song pretty much of all time. So, yeah, there it is. Down Under by Men at Work. Nice sea shanty edge to that one. Yeah, yeah. And by the way, there's a big, you can check it out. There's a big sort of court case between the flute solo, which I whistled in that one. There's a little flute interlude, and it sounds very much like an Australian song, Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree. So look up that as well. Colin's solo version is wonderful to hear. Yeah, some of the pitching, you notice that I didn't go really high. I actually listened to Colin Hay's solo version to work out, I'm like, if Colin doesn't go for those ridiculous high notes anymore, I'm sure as heck not going to. So that's what we did with that one. Yes, indeed, it was Land Down Under. Colin Hay is an awesome dude. Listen to Colin Hay's original, his actual solo work as well. Really good, really brilliant. Really brilliant stuff. So Ben Shepherd, hello to you. Did I say hello? I think I did. Hello to George Carklins. Hello. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. We've got F or Effie Gula. Appreciate you being here as well. Rudy Rocks, South Africa is following you. Well, thank you. I think you're the first person from South Africa for a while that's at least said g'day. I'm sure there's other South Africans that do. How much are we missing the sport? Like, for when I think of South Africa, I think cricket, I think rugby. If you're a sports fan, you're probably missing it right now. But we'll fill in the gaps with music, right? He's Scottish. Oh my goodness. I am missing and losing my words. I need a couple more sips of this delicious Nomad South Pacific Dream. I keep mentioning all these breweries in the hope that one's going to catch on and say, Pete, we'll send you a 6-pack for this week's happy hour. Not going to happen, but that's okay. I'm happy to support local breweries, especially right now. All righty. Let's continue on, shall we? Speaking of Africa, how about some Toto, Pete? Yes. So we will continue on here with another couple of tunes because we are in our Australian little mix here. So we've heard INXS, Men at Work. Now, my absolute favourite band from the 80s, they are guys from mostly New Zealand. I know they get labelled as an Australian band, and before a New Zealander jumps on me and says, Pete, the Finn brothers are not from Australia. They are as New Zealand as it comes. They're as New Zealand as ice cream and snow and jandals. Well, I say to you, you're right. Yes, but the other half of the band were Australian. So I'm going to go with their Australian connection. You can have Russell Crowe. We will have Crowded House. How about that? Fair trade? Oh, all right, you've said nothing, so I'm going to assume it's fair trade. I did notice a couple of strings out of tune, so we're just going to play. It was a B string. That B string's been a pest today. We're going to play the tuning song. It's so much fun, you can sing along. The D and the A string is a little flat, but B is okay, and we're good to go. Alrighty, so this is a song by the amazing band Crowded House, and this is a song that I think it's not their most famous song, but it's quintessential Crowded House, and it's a chord progression that I love, that I've used a bunch of times. If you listen to this song and then you listen to a lot of my tunes, you can see that I've been heavily influenced by Crowded House, and this tune in particular is called Better Be Home Soon. Somewhere deep inside, something's got a hold on you, and it's pushing me aside. See it stretch on forever, and I know I'm right for the first time in my life. That's why I tell you, you better be home soon. Soaping back the coats of lies and deception, back to nothing else, like a week in the desert. And I know I'm right for the first time in my life. That's why I tell you, better be home soon. Don't say no, don't say nothing's wrong. When you get back home, maybe I'll be gone. Oh, oh. It would cause me pain if we were to end it, but I could start again. You can depend on it, and I know I'm right for the first time in my life. That's why I tell you, better be home soon. Oh, that's why I tell you, you better be home soon. A simple but beautiful song from the wonderful Neil Finn, Crowded House, 1988, that one. And as I said, that's one that when I think back to 80s tunes, it's definitely Crowded House. It's definitely that particular Crowded House song. Rudy Rocks, I loved this song. Yeah, it was a fantastic song back in the day. Good choice from Italian 58. Great Crowded House song, one of my faves. I learned early on too. Yeah, it's brilliant. Love that song. Question here from Gino. You ever going to play piano instead of guitar for a song or two? I recall you saying you took piano lessons when you were young. Yes, so I am considering that. I've got a few tunes I can play on piano. So yeah, I'm considering whether I bring the piano or bring the live stream out to the piano and play a few pieces on the keys. We will seize. I'm not as good and confident on the keyboard as the guitar, so we shall see. Might practice with a few individual songs and see how it goes there. George Elliott finally made it to a stream. Fantastic. Good to have you here, my friend. Appreciate you. DJ Donny G. Just wanted to see my name on the screen. There you go. And I'll say it again. DJ Donny G. Where DJ Donny G here talking from... No, sorry. I was trying to do a weird DJ voice. Didn't work so well. George Clark is from New Zealand. There you go. Well, there you can claim the Finn brothers. There you go. Crowded House formed in Melbourne. 2 out of the 3 band were Aussies. So there you go. It's not so bad. I think I get confused because Tim Finn, I get confused with Split Ends because that was the Finns. And then someone's going to correct me here, probably Coldacre here. Then Neil went on to make Crowded House with Paul Hester and blanking on names today. It's almost like the 80s were like 3 decades ago or something. Anyway, feel free to continue educating because that's what this is all about. I was only maximum of 11 years old in the 80s. So yeah, you can work backwards and work out how old I am. Jeff says, is there much opportunity for solo gigging where you are, bars and restaurants? Adelaide's scene is pretty good. I'm not super involved in it because I'm only just getting back into it. So I know it's weird, but it's only really been the last 3 years I've been doing this stuff online. And part of why I'm doing this right now is I was about to. So 2020, I said to myself, Pete, you got to kick yourself in the butt and get out there and do some live gigging because why not? Like, there's plenty of opportunity to play, open mic nights, like pubs, other venues. So yeah, there are definitely opportunities out there, not a heap. And the problem's going to be when it opens back up, the competition's going to be big. But I'm looking forward to getting out there, maybe playing some open mic nights and doing a few things as well out and about. So let's continue on. What are we at? Oh my goodness, we're 12 minutes to go. I've been gas bagging and lollygagging and all the other things. We've still got 3 tunes to get through. So we better crack on. This is going to go overtime, people. This is going to be the first happy hour. That's going to be like a happy hour and 10 minutes. But hey, things happen. Alrighty, let's continue on. This is the last of the Australian block. And if there's any of these tunes that you aren't going to know, it's probably going to be this one if you're outside of Australia. But this is from an Australian singer-songwriter, legend in Australian music. I'm pretty sure what did I read the other day? Coldacre or someone's going to be able to correct me on this, but I think his lyrics have actually been like included in like school literature or something. Like it's that good. He's an absolute icon of Australian music. I'm of course talking about Mr. Paul Kelly. This is my favourite Paul Kelly tune called To Her Door. They got married early, never had no money. Then when he got laid off, it really hit the skids. He started up his drinking, then they started fighting. Took it pretty badly. She took both the kids. She said, I'm not standing by to watch you slowly die. So watch me walking out the door, out the door, out the door. She said, shove it, Jack, I'm walking out your door. She went to her brother's, got a little bar work. He went to the buttery, stayed about a year. Then he wrote a letter, he said, I want to see you. Thought he sounded better. She sent him up the fare. He was riding through the cane in the pouring rain on Olympic. To her door, to her door, to her door. And his heart was singing like a low-down guitar. Came in on a Sunday, every muscle aching, walking in slow motion, like he'd just been hit. Did they have a future? Would he know his children? Could he make a picture? Get them all to fit. He was shaking in his seat, riding through the streets in a silver top. To her shaking in his seat, riding through the streets in a silver top. To her door, to her door, to her door, to her door. The amazing work of Mr. Paul Kelly, all the way back from 1987. I can't believe that song is, do the mathematics, Pete, 33 years old. 33 years ago that song was released. Who would have thunk it, hey? Love me some Paul Kelly. Hope you enjoyed that one. Metallian 58, new to me, but I love it. Yeah, look up Paul Kelly. If you want to get out there and listen to some good music, jump over and listen to some Paul Kelly. Great. He's got a song called Every Effing City. Look it up. It's a really, really cool song. It's very relevant right now, all about traveling around the world and doing some cool things. So I did see some other comments here related to, I had a question. Interesting one. How do you ask someone out on a date when we're all social distancing? Love it, Sion. Love it. Funnily enough, so I was watching an ad the other day, and I said this to my wife. I'm like, how are single people doing right now? And how are like those online dating things and like the Tinders and the things of the world? How are they functioning right now? And then I saw an ad for RSVP.com or something like this. And it's like, now introducing new video dating. You can get to know someone from the comfort of your own home. And I'm like, they're doing it. That's how they do it. Anyway, not related to the 80s, but a bit of fun anyway. Not bad as an Australian song. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a cool song. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Let's continue on. We've got 2 more tracks to go and we've got 7 minutes. We're going to run a little late here, a little over the hour, but we've got to get it done. So someone mentioned this song before. It is one of the cooler songs from the early 80s. By the way, let's mention a few of the bands that we're not going to play because I know we went through a few of these. And before we do the final song, I will go over to the community tab and see what folks have said. But I won't be playing Madness. I love Madness. I couldn't find a way to play a Madness song and do it justice. So if you're a Madness fan, I apologize. I mean, we could go down the Bon Jovi, the Guns N' Roses, the Smiths, the Cure, Tears for Fears, Pseudo Echo. Oh, Tears for Fears. Have you seen the singer from Tears for Fears? I forget his name, and his daughter doing a version of Mad World. Wow. Like, look it up. Tears for Fears, Mad World. It'll be the first thing. It's like had millions of views. It is outstanding. Take a listen. Here in Australia, I could have gone Johnny Farnham. I'm not touching John Farnham. Midnight Oil, AC/DC were big in the 80s, Cold Chisel. And also in the 80s, there were a few little bands that started forming around the west coast of the US, a place called Seattle. Just a few little names you might have heard of: Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. So that's a bit of a preview of what we'll be looking forward to next week, because those bands formed in the late 80s and started recording and releasing in the early 90s. So I think we'll have some representation from those then. But for now, we have to play another tune. And this one, as I mentioned, is from 1982. Someone guessed it before. We can't go the 80s without hearing from Toto. This is, of course, Africa by Toto. I hear drums echoing tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect upon the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping for some long forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, you're waiting there for you. Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. The wild dogs cry out in the night. They grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right. Sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympics across the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of the thing that I've become. Should we go up? Should we give it a go? Gonna take a lot to drive me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. Oh, that was a mistake. The problem with that song is that there's so many ways to, like, if you listen to the chorus, it's about 3-part harmony most of the way through at different levels, and I just like to have fun with that song. Sorry we didn't finish it off so well, but we are running long, and yeah, I was just going to destroy my voice and not be able to sing the last song, so that would be an absolute travesty. We don't want that. Red. Right, so we are rapidly approaching the end here of the happy hour. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. Hopefully you've learned a few songs that you didn't know, heard some familiar ones that you did know, enjoyed listening to a few of these. And yeah, I will be back next week with the 90s. So I'm looking forward to the 90s. I'm going to practice, because as you heard with some of the songs here, the ones that I did know, so that one I've played plenty of times, but I hadn't practiced it because I knew it well, so I don't need to practice, but I do clearly need to practice these songs. But yeah, with everything else going on, it can be a challenge, and yeah, we've had some fun. As I say, with every live show, yeah, there's a couple of things that can happen. It can be perfect and a well-oiled machine and you can enjoy it, or you can see some things go wrong, and I like to try and give you both. I'm trying to give you a nice balance of both as well. Just make sure I've said g'day to everyone that's been here and been kind enough to spend their time. Scott Smith Music, hello to you. I hope you're doing well. And then there's Bob. Hi all. Hi Bob. O'Brien is here. Hello to you. Thank you. Thank you, Pete Africa. Yeah, we gave it a go. We had a red hot go at it as well. Righty dokie. I think we're good. I think we're done. Yep. What equipment am I using? So I did mention this earlier on. So if you scroll on back, you can go and take a listen to that. I did mention, but very quickly, Zoom Live Track L8 mixer, Audio Technica AE3300, condenser mic, Logitech C922, and the awesome StreamYard streaming service, StreamYard.com. And if you want to find out about this stuff, that's not what I do in this show, but quick promotion, head over to studiolivetoday.com/gear. And what I should indeed do is put like a separate thing. I might do this later this weekend. Put a separate thing in there showing the gear that I use. So my streaming setup. So if you want to find out and know all the gear I use for my streaming setup, plus I need to do a complete video on that. We're getting sidetracked, Pete, and it just ticked over for an hour. So I'm going to finish off and I'm going to play a song from 1987. Now this could go one of two. Actually, no. I know which way this is going to be. This is going to go the way that I'm going to have a lot of fun playing this song, because this is a fantastic song from 1987 from a Scottish band. Yes, I'm sure they're Scottish this time, as opposed to Colin Hay, who I called Irish earlier. And in this song, it taught me what the word haver means. And that's all I'll tell you. And we'll finish off with this one. But thank you for being here. This is our last song of the 80s. I'll see you next week for the 90s Happy Hour. When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. When I'm working, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. When the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass on every single penny to you. When I come home, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. When I grow old, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. La la la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la, la la la, la 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 la. Sing the last one. When I'm lonely, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely with you. When I'm dressing, well, you know I'm gonna dream about the time when I'm with you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. When I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home with you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home with you. Come on, sing it with me, the last one. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles and fall down at your door. Thank you for being here on the Happy Hour for another week. Take care of yourselves, folks. I know we missed a lot of great 80s bands and 80s artists here, and I did forget to get back to the ones in the community tab, but jump over there now and we'll share those together. I'll be there commenting along. Thank you for being here. StudioLiveToday.com for all the news and views here on the channel. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Gino Therese, for the donation. Appreciate that from you. Appreciate everyone for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, folks. Bye.